Welcome to day 11 of 14. You don't need any props for today's practice, and we're going to start in a child's pose. So please come a little bit more towards the back of your mat. Bring your big toes to touch. Separate your knees as wide as you like, and then either curl your arms out in front of you, or you can support your forehead with your hands. You can rest your arms back by your sides, whatever feels best right now. Let your eyes soften or close. Take a moment to settle into your body. Connect in with your body and your breath. Invite a slow, deep breath in through the nose. Fill up your belly with air. And an open mouth clearing breath. Again, breathe in. Fill up your belly. Maybe fill up your low back. Exhale fully. One more time like that. Inhale, fill up the belly, the ribs, the low back. Hold at the top. And then open your mouth and let it go. With your next inhale, curl your arms forward in front of you. Make your way into a tabletop position on all fours. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, stack your hips over your knees, and spread your fingers out. As you inhale, curl your tailbone up. Pull the heart forward, slide the shoulders back, cow pose. As you exhale, curl your tailbone under, lift the front ribs, and round your upper back, cat pose. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round the spine. Couple more times just like that on your own. Just moving with the breath. Nice and slow, staying pretty low to the ground today, keeping the energy downward. Take another breath in or so, just like this. And then sit back on your heels and come to a kneeling position on your shins. Knees about hip bone distance apart. From here, inhale, reach your arms out and up. And as you exhale, cactus your elbows out to the side. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up, just getting into the shoulders a bit. Exhale, cactus. One more time, inhale. Exhale, cactus. Bring your hands to your hips. Step your right foot forward, low lunge. Get your knee over your ankle. Ground through your front heel as you bend the front knee. Lengthen your tailbone down. And then reach your left arm to the sky as you breathe in. Side bend to the right as you breathe out. Keep bending the front knee, lift up and out of your legs. Imagine you could touch whatever is to the right of you with your left fingers. Another inhale. Now circle your left hand down, bring it underneath your shoulder, turn your chest to the right, and then reach your right arm to the sky. Twist as you breathe in. Spin the right ribs back so you're rotating your torso to the right. And now from here, you're gonna move your back foot, that left foot, to the left. Swing the right leg behind you, stack right hip over the left, modified side plank. Keep your right foot on the ground. Reach up with your top arm and try not to back bend. Hug your front ribs in. And then as if someone was pulling on your top arm, slowly come all the way upright into gate pose. Arms out wide to a T. Take an inhale. Right hand down the right leg. Reach your left arm up and over. Take another side bend. Lift up and out of your legs. Stay for a cycle of breath. And now circle your left hand down. Bring your hands to the ground in front of you, underneath your shoulders. You're in like a weird tabletop. Let's take a cat-cow here. Inhale, arch your spine. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, arch. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, come back towards center. Walk your hands in. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift the torso. Now from here, you're going to bend your right knee and turn your right toes to face the back of the mat. So you're in like a mini warrior two with the right knee over the ankle. Bring your arms out wide to a T. Breathe in. Exhale, bend your front knee. Let the knee maybe go past the right ankle. Shift your hips back under the shoulders as you inhale. And exhale, bend. Let's do that once more. Inhale, shift back. Exhale, bend. Inhale, shift back. And now from here, slowly bring your left hand back to the ground where it was. Reach your right arm to the sky, straighten the right leg. You're back in that modified side plank. Pick up your right foot, flex your toes towards your face. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring your right knee into the chest and pause. Look forward. Step your right foot to the top of the mat. Bring the right hand down. Your right toes are pointing forward. You might walk your left knee back a little bit. Hands are inside the foot, lizard lunge. If you want hands on blocks, they can be on blocks. Let's stay here for a couple breaths. You could turn the right toes out to the right a bit if you like. You could lower onto forearms if that's accessible and it feels okay, or you could bring your forearms onto a couple of blocks. So relax the head. Keep your back shin rooting down. And the shoulders soft away from the ears. Stay for another breath or so. And then make your way back onto your hands. And from here, swing your right knee back. I don't know if you can hear that, but I just got distracted because I hear some dogs running around upstairs. Hopefully you don't hear that. Walk your knees back a little bit. Reach your chest forward. Take a deep breath in. Let's lower all the way down. Stretch the legs long and back. Tense your fingertips off to the side. Push down through your feet. Inhale, lift head, chest, shoulders. Exhale, dip your right shoulder and look to the left. Inhale, come back through center, lift up. Exhale, dip your left shoulder. Inhale, come back up through center. Lower all the way down, exhale. Place the hands by the low ribs, push up through a tabletop and into a child's pose. Big toes touch. Rest the arms in whatever way feels best. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a clearing breath out. Roll up, sitting back on your heels. Come to a kneeling position, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, cactus your elbows out to the side. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms face each other. Exhale, cactus. Just get those shoulders moving. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Step your left foot forward, low lunge, left knee over the ankle. Ground through the front heel. Lift your left hip up and lengthen the tailbone down. Reach the right arm to the sky as you breathe in. Side bend to the left as you breathe out. You might bend the front knee a little more. Try to lengthen your tailbone down to get more into the front of the right hip. And then reach over to the left, like you could touch what was ever to the left of you with your right hand. Start to circle the right hand down under the shoulder. Left arm to the sky. Twist your chest over to the left. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Spin the top ribs back. Now keep this twist. Move your right foot, that back foot, a little off to the right. Swing your left leg behind you. Stack left hip over the right. Modified side plank. Reach up with your top arm. Keep the front ribs in so you're not in a back bend. And then as if a giant was pulling on your top arm, come all the way upright, lift the torso, gate pose, arms out wide to a T. Breathe in. Side bend, left hand goes down the left leg, reach the right arm up and over. Take an inhale. Stay as you exhale. Circle your right hand down, bring right hand to the ground in front of you, and then left hand. You're in that weird tabletop. Cat-cow, inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round your spine. Again, inhale, arch. Exhale, reverse. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back towards center. Walk your hands back. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift the torso. Bend your left knee. You'll turn your left toes towards the back of the mat, so you're in this mini warrior two. Arms out wide to a T. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your left knee deeply. Might go past your ankle, might not. Don't need to force it. Inhale, shift the hips back, so right hip is over the right knee. Exhale, bend. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back up towards center. Now from here, bring your right hand back down to the floor. Reach your left arm up, straighten your left leg, back in that modified side plank. Slowly float your left foot off the ground. Pause, hug the front ribs and take an inhale. A little balance work, try to bring your left knee into the chest. And then look towards the top of the mat, step your left foot forwards. Bring both hands down inside your foot. Lizard lunge, you might inch the right knee back a bit. You could stay with hands down, you could be on fingertips. You could turn the left toes out. You could lower onto forearms or onto blocks. Take what this side of your body needs, not just what you did on the other side or not what you think you should do. Try to get those phrases out of your head. Oh, I think I should do this, or I should always take the most challenging option. Little reminder, yoga is not about getting better. That's one thing I love about it. Sometimes there are definitely poses I'm working towards, but there's always this reminder that, oh yeah, I'm not in a competition. This practice is supposed to leave us feeling balanced, which means some days we do more and some days we do less. Start to come back onto your hands if they're not all there already. And then from here, slide your left knee back into a tabletop with your knees a little behind the hips. Curl your tailbone under, reach the heart forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower to the belly. Tense your fingertips off to the side. Push down through your feet. Inhale, lift your head, your chest, your shoulders. Exhale, dip your left shoulder and look right. Inhale, come back through center, lift up. Exhale, dip right shoulder and look left. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, lower down. Slide the hands by the low ribs. Push straight up onto all fours. Bring your knees back a bit so they're right, your hips back, so they're right over your knees. Keep your hips there and walk your hands forward. This is called Anahatasana, heart melting pose. So hips stay over your knees. If your hips are way back towards the heels, just scooch them forward. Let your chest go down and your forehead may or may not come to the ground. Walk your hands forward a little more. Keep the hips over the knees and start to feel your chest melt down. Try to lift the front ribs away from the floor. Take another breath here. Exhale, melt your hips back towards your heels, child's pose. Rest your arms in whatever way feels best. Take an inhale and an exhale. With your next breath in, roll up. So you're sitting back on your heels. Swing your feet around and come to lay down on your back. Once you lay down, bend your knees. Bring your feet to the ground. Have your feet about hip bone distance apart and parallel. Oftentimes parallel means we have to turn our toes in just a little bit more than we think. And rest your arms down by your sides. Push into your heels. Inhale, scoop your hips up, bridge pose. And then exhale, just lower vertebrae by vertebrae. Try to land your low back before your hips. So we're gonna pulse that. Again, inhale, curl your tailbone up, then the low back, then the mid back. As you exhale, lower mid back, then low, then hips and bum. Again, like that, curl your tailbone up, then the low back, and then the mid back. Lower mid back, low back. Lastly, the bum. Again, curl up. And now this time, shrug your shoulders under a little bit. And if you'd like to interlace fingers behind the low back, do so. If you'd rather grab the outer edges of your mat, go for it. Root down through the outer shoulders to lift the chest. Root down through the heels to lift the hips. Spin your inner thighs down, almost as if you were squeezing a block between your inner thighs. Take another deep breath in. Release, lower vertebrae by vertebrae. And then just pause at the bottom. Take an inhale. Stay to exhale. Keep some of that warmth in your body. We'll do that one more time. Push into your heels. Inhale, lift the hips. The low back, the mid back, and then shrug your shoulders under. If you interlace fingers, do the opposite thumb on top. You can also grab the outer edges of your mat. Press down through the feet to lift the hips. Curl your tailbone towards the backs of the knees to elongate the low back. And then from here, just do little baby pulses of the hips up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, pause. Now try to come onto your heels. So lift your toes. If you need to inch your feet forward to do that, go for it. Be on the heels and then little baby pulses for 5, 4, 3, getting into the hamstrings for 2, lower the toes, scooch the feet back in, and now last time, try to lift the heels, come to the balls of the feet, lift the hips higher, little baby pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, lower the heels, lower the mid back, the low back, and the bum. Bring your arms out wide to a T. Bring your feet as wide as your mat and knock your knees in towards each other to touch. Constructive rest. Come back into your body, back into the breath. And from here, start to knock your knees a little bit side to side. And then walk your feet closer into each other. Cross your right knee over your left knee so you're crossing at the thighs. Lift the hips and swing them off to the right. And then drop your knees to the left. Your gaze can stay up or go over that right arm. Allow the eyes to soften or to close. And I like to imagine my right hip moving further away from the right shoulder. Relax the fingers. And let yourself soften. Give your body permission to be still. And then slowly come back towards center, uncross the legs. Find the midline of the mat. Left knee over the right, cross at the thighs. Move the hips a little to the left. Drop the knees to the right. Turn the gaze in whatever way feels best. Soften or close the eyes. Knowing that after class there'll be more movement in your day, whether it's physical or mental movement. Give your body this permission to rest. It does so much for us constantly throughout the day. And that this practice of slowing down is a service to your body. And everything else will function better if we let the body have moments of rest in each day, whether it's 20 minutes, an hour, or even 1 minute of just an exhale. Stillness can be that reminder to slow down. Come back towards center. Uncross the legs, find the midline of your mat and hug your knees into your chest. If you'd like a happy baby, grab the edges of your feet, your shins or thighs, and just do a little rock side to side, massaging out the low back. And then bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. If you'd like to curl up, bring your forehead, your nose in towards your knees. Gather everything in towards center. Squeeze yourself, hug yourself. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, and as you exhale, let your arms and your legs splay out long on the mat. For Shavasana, let your arms splay out, the legs splay out, soften or close the eyes. Loosen up the muscles of the face. Let go of any forced or controlled breathing. Let your body relax everywhere. And keep your attention on this feeling of the breath. And this is where I will leave you for today's practice. Thank you so much for coming, for joining. I will see you tomorrow on the mat. Om Shanti. Peace.